Hello, and welcome to another wonderful Wired Wednesday. My name is Ashley, and this is Libby. So, for starters, I just want to go through Overdrive and Libby. So, Overdrive and Libby are owned by the same company, which is Overdrive is the parent company. So, Overdrive, which is an app that some people may be using still to get ebooks and audiobooks and magazines, will no longer be available for download on the app stores after February 23rd, 2022. So what's going to happen is that eventually they're going to just phase out Overdrive and everybody will be using Libby. For those people who've been using Overdrive for a long time, I know this is a big step for you because, you get used to using something for a really long time and then they're going to change it. Libby's been out for a while now. They've encouraged us since the get-go to have people kind of transition to Libby. And I'm sure that they knew that they were going to actually eventually get rid of Overdrive as well because they're basically taking two of the same thing and they have to support both of those and that kind of thing as well. That being said, so if you still have Overdrive on your phone or on your tablet, if as long as you do not delete the app, you can still keep the app. So if you don't delete it after February 23rd, you're good to go still. You can still use it until they discontinue it, which will happen. They don't really know when it's going to happen yet, but eventually it will be discontinued. For those of you who have been using the library website to get ebooks and audiobooks as well, like through the actual website itself, the website will still stay up and running. They're not sure when that's going to change yet. They haven't really released anything. Just that the fact that Overdrive itself on the App Store, like Google Play Store, the Apple Store, and Microsoft stores, won't be available after February 23rd, 2022. Libby works similarly to what Overdrive works like. They're kind of they're similar and they're different at the same time. So if you get used to using one, I can understand how hard it is to move on to something else. Everything from Overdrive will go over to Libby. So if you have anything that's checked out, or if you have holds waiting and that kind of thing, lists that you've made, you can definitely transfer those over. It's automatic. As soon as you sign in with your library card to Libby, everything from your Overdrive account will come over. There shouldn't be any issues with things like that. And also, one thing that people have been asking me about lately too is about Kindle Fire tablets. So as of right now, Libby's not available on Kindle Fire tablets. They are in the States, but not here. So that's something to think about as well, because I know there's people who have come into the library and have asked me about their Kindle Fire that they've bought online, and they've asked me if they can actually get Overdrive or get Libby onto that. And the answer right now is no. They're still saying that it's no. In the U.S., yes, but here, no, as of right now. Basically, what they're doing is they are trying to talk to Amazon here in Canada to see if they can do that. They're still in talks with them, is what they've said in their webinar that I went to, and they're talking about that. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. For those of you who have Kobos, where you've logged into Overdrive on a Kobo, that will not be affected. So Overdrive will still stay on your Kobo. I don't know if they're going to upgrade it eventually, but as of right now, everything's good there. So if you have a Kobo where you actually go into your settings and you log into Overdrive, that will still remain the same. You shouldn't have any issues there. So I'm on an iPad today, so I went into the App Store and I got Libby. If you have an Android device, Android tablet, Android phone, you're going to go into your Google Play Store to do that. So it's, for starters, Libby just looks like a little burgundy square, and it's a little book, and it's supposed to be like a little girl that's got a little bow sticking out of her hair there. So you're going to click on this, and we're going into Libby. So it says, "Do you have a library card?" So I'm going to say, "Yes, I do." So you have an option here. So you can copy from another device. So if you already have Libby on like a phone or something like that, you can actually press this button and you can copy over from a device if you already have Libby on a different device. It just kind of makes it seamless to be able to do that. It'll keep all your data. Everything will be good. There'll be no issues there. But for this, because there's lots of people who've joined the library in the past year and a bit, I'm going to actually go to search for a library, and we're going to do this from the start. So under library name, we're going to start typing in. So we're going to type in Blue Mountains Public Library. So if you see here, the second one down, so the first one is actually from New South Wales, Australia. So you just want to go down to the Ontario Library Service Consortium, and we're going to click on that. So now we can sign in with our library card. So you're just going to go down the right side here and hit that. And then, so if you say, where do you have a library card? So if we just hit 194 more, we're going to go down here, and we're just going to go under B to Blue Mountains Public Library. And then we're going to type in our card number. All right, so you're just going to check, make sure your number's good, and we're going to hit sign in. And we're in. So you can choose to rename the card if you'd like to do that. So if you hit rename card, you can put it as whatever you'd like. I put mine as Blue Mountains Public Library because that's, where this card's from. I'm going to add another card today too to show you how to do that, because that way you can go back and forth seamlessly between the two cards. And that's something that Libby has taken pride in telling us now that they're doing that. So we'll go through that today too. So hit save, then you're going to go to next. And we're in. So now I'm going to go down along the bottom, and you're going to see that there's like the magnifying glass and such. Go to the third one in, which is what they call a hamburger menu. It looks like a burger between two buns. It's 3 lines. We're going to click on that. So now to add a second library, if your library isn't in the Ontario Service Consortium, it wasn't in that list of those, you can actually add it a different way. So we're just going to go into add a library. So we're going to add a card, and then we're going to go add another card. And then because I know that the library I'm part of isn't part of this consortium, I'm going to actually just go to help me choose. But if you want to go through the list and see, you just hit 194 more, and you can go through the whole list and go down to the bottom. You can kind of just go through. The Toronto Public Library isn't on this list, just so you know. So you're just going to go to help me choose, find a branch, and then we're going to click this card that's up here in the corner. And then we're going to go to add library, and then enter the library name. So I know that mine is part of the County of Simcoe, so we're going to go so there it is there. So I'm going to hit that, and I'm going to sign in with my card. And then now so I have a Saginaw Beach Public Library chosen here. So if you're going to, if you have one that is part of the Simcoe County Library, such as like the Collingwood Public Library, for example, you'll have to actually go in. You'll see it says the County of Simcoe, and you're going to have to actually go down and choose the Collingwood Library to be able to sign in successfully. So I'm going to choose that, and I'm going to put in that card number. And then it's going to ask me for my PIN. I'm in. So that's good. So this already says Saginaw Beach Library. I'm good with that. So we're going to hit next. And so now you can see here, if you hit that hamburger menu down at the bottom, you can now go back and forth between the two libraries. So you can choose. So I'm going to go back into ours, which is the Ontario Library Service Consortium. And here we are. So you can actually go back and forth seamlessly between these two cards now and sign out things for each of the libraries, which is actually a really great feature that they have now. You can kind of go back and forth very easily between the two. All right, so I'm just going to go back and choose our Ontario Library Service Consortium again. So now we're in. So this here is the download center. So you can see that where it looks like it's kind of like a little house here. You can hit that button there, and they'll take you to this area here. So what this is like a curated list, so to speak. They have what they call guides. You can go through, you can see what's just added. So you can hit that and see over 500 titles. They have guides, so kids, teens, magazines, mystery and thriller as well. So you can go through all of that. You can go through the magazines, indie authors. So you can keep going down here and you can see, but these are all curated lists for you. So it's kind of like a foolproof way to find something that you'd like to read. Or listen to, for that matter. So you can just kind of keep on going through. So then if we're going back here, so I'm just going to go back along the bottom again. So we're going to go to search. So you can actually, if you hit the search button, it's going to give you a list of filters as well that you can explore with. So available now, so it says there's 91,000 available now. Skip the line. So skip the line are like popular reads that have a long wait list, but they've chosen to put these out so people can actually read them as well. So you can see that there. And then you can just hit the back button. And then they have books, audiobooks, magazines, and then more. So you can kind of go through that. So you can either choose to search for somebody if you'd like. I'm going to search for, let's say, Elizabeth Gilbert. Oops. Okay, there she is there. So you just click on that, and you can see here that these are her books here. So, and if you'd like to borrow one, you would just hit the borrow button next to it. So I will just borrow Eat, Pray, Love. So you can see that there and borrow. And it's there. So you can manage your notifications, which I'll go through later on. So I'm just going to go back to search results, and then we're just going to put her back at the home page again. So once again, so that's your searching. So now I have that book. So if you go back along the bottom here, so you have the magnifying glass, the house that's here, the hamburger menu, and then you're going to hit the stack of books. So this is your area of your shelf. So you're going to see this is your shelf here. You can actually go through the shelf. You can see your loans that you have currently. So you see here I have 1 book, 2 magazines. You can choose if you have a lot out at the moment. You can choose to actually filter that as well by title or by author if you'd like to do that. It just makes it a lot easier for you. Up here you can hit this actions button so you can synchronize your shelf or then change your download rules. So I'm going to actually click on change download rules. So you can see here, if you would like to have this only download on Wi-Fi, you're going to hit this button here. Make sure it's turned on. So right now it's off. I just turned it on again. There it is. So it's just saying which of the loans should be downloaded automatically. Then they have everything under 20 megabytes, nothing. And then you can choose download only on Wi-Fi. So say if you're going away for the weekend and you want to take some books with you, some ebooks or audiobooks, you can download these on Wi-Fi and they'll still be available for you to use when you're away if there's no Wi-Fi. All right. So moving right along, you can actually go and see here that they have the timeline is here as well. So you can see here, these are my timeline. This is what I've signed out. And you can go back through. So this is a great way for people who say, I don't really know what I've read, to be able to go back through their timeline. They can actually see what they've signed out over time. It'll go back as long as you have, as long as you want to, basically. So you can just go back and take a look at those. And then just going back to that hamburger menu here as well, I'm going to actually go in and I'm going to go into settings. So also too, when you're in here, you can see that the library I'm in right now has a star next to it. So you can see that that's the library I'm in. So I'm just going to go here to settings. And this is your settings area. So what you can do is you can have, like it says, you can configure Libby to work the way you want. So you can copy to another device. So once again, if you have a phone or another tablet that you would like to copy Libby, so you don't have to go through all that sign-in stuff that you just did, you can do that and copy to another device. You can adjust the features or appearance or behavior of your app. So they have accessibility features. So I'll just click on that real quick and show you that. So you can see they have reduced color variation, reduced text variation, reduced motion, reduced vibration, smart orientation, system orientation. You can kind of go through and choose what you'd like to do. There's also accessibility features within the actual, like if you're reading an ebook, you can actually go in and do that. I can show that as well today. But so there you go. So you can do that, copy to another device, accessibility features, manage your notifications. So I'm going to allow. So you want to allow them to push the notifications to your device because they do not send out emails anymore. So that's something that I know people really like. They sent out the emails letting you know that your hold was ready for you, your loan was expiring, etc. So now you can actually go through and you can just choose which one you would like. So if you'd like a notification to come through, a menu badge to come through, etc. So this will actually pop up on your device to show you something. So your loan's expiring, your hold's ready for you, it'll pop up on your device just like you would a text message, and it'll show you that you have some stuff available. So it just explains here what happens. So menu badges are the colored circle on the menu icon. So when you go down to the menu, to the hamburger menu here, you can see that there's a dot next to it. That's what will happen if you have something to do that. If you just want that, then you would just choose the middle. You see here it says notification, then it says menu badge and ignore. So you can actually choose menu badge if you want. And that will just let you know, or you can choose the other one, which is your notifications. So it'll pop up across the screen just like you would if you had a text message or something like that. And it does it that way. I'm just going to hit back. We already went through the download rules. You can customize navigation. So you can do that if you'd like to do that. You can kind of just go through and you can kind of just play around with these settings yourself. So those are the settings. So now to go back in, I'm going to go back to my shelf. Then I'm going to open Eat, Pray, Love. And if you see here up at the top, they have your back button, your A button. It's got an A, a search bar, and then a bookmarks. So I'm going to actually just go to the A. And this is where you're going to see your accessibility things as well. So the settings that you have for accessibility. So your text scale, you can actually go into accessibility sizes and make this text really big if you'd like. So whatever you'd like to do. You can change the color of it. So if you'd like it to be more of a sepia color, like a book kind of feels that kind of way when you open it. It's got the pages are kind of older looking and things like that. You can do it that way. You can do it dark if you'd like. So if you like to read at night and you'd like a darker thing as well, that's something you have an option for. They have the publisher's defaults, and you can apply a consistent text scale, so it doesn't make things really weird. It kind of takes it and makes it look nice at the same time, as well as actually making it accessible. So you can see here that you can have it as legible, scholar, paperback, however way you want. Open dyslexic. So if you are dyslexic, this is another thing that you can have access to. So I can just kind of show you that. Paperback. So what it looks like in a paperback, typically. That like Bookman kind of style. So the legible's here, and you can see that there, just how it changes. And then the publisher's default. And you can customize it, custom as well. So you can actually go through and you can choose a font. You can choose the line spacing. You can choose the weight of the font. It's just pretty much endless possibilities when it comes to your accessibility settings. You can really make this your own. All right, so now that and you can search, so you can actually search within the book for something. If you're looking for a specific part of the book, you can just type in here and search something as well. And it'll take you to that as well. And once again, you're just going to tap on the screen to see, any of the settings that you have. And then also it'll show you whereabouts you are in the book itself, the table of contents, things like that. All right. So I'm just going to go back to just the main page here. So this is your landing page. So once again, you can just go through here. You can pick things, sign them out, place holds on them if you'd like to place a hold. It will tell you where you are in the holds line as well. And that's Libby. Have a great day.